Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that everything that you take for granted is gone. Think about everything that you've taken for granted up to this moment. Your health, your parents, your home, your job, the people you love, the works that you've accumulated, everything you have that you took for granted, that you complained about, everything is gone. That's not exactly a cheerful thought, but the Stoics believed that thinking this way was actually one of the best ways to appreciate life. They call this practice negative visualization. Memento mori in Latin means remember that you're going to die. It sounds grim on the surface, but the Stoics considered regular meditation on death to be one of the most life-affirming practices available to a human being. This practice works as an antidote to the common human tendency to postpone or procrastinate. You keep telling yourself you'll be present later, or you say what you actually want to say later, or you pursue your dreams later, as if you have all the time in the world. Memento mori postulates that that's an illusion. When you hold the reality of your death in your mind clearly, that one day I'm actually going to die and I'm not going to be here, and then life is going to continue without me. People are going to keep experiencing this world without me. Trivial things like what somebody did to offend you today, those things, they lose their gravity, they lose their grip, they lose their hold. Petty arguments, minor embarrassment, social comparison, none of it survives contact with the awareness that you're immortal. What remains is what actually matters, and that is that how you treat people, how you use your time, and whether you are living in alignment with what you actually want to do, your purpose and your reason for being here on earth. Amor fati means love of faith. Epictetus said, do not seek things to happen as you would wish them to happen. Wish things to happen as they are to happen. The idea is not mere acceptance or grim resignation. You're like, oh, I'm done, I'm not doing it again. Like, well, since fate is going to eventually take course, like, what's the point of me doing anything? That's not the idea. That's not the purpose of this amor fati. It is an active, wholehearted embrace of everything, even the painful things, the unwanted things, and the devastating things. You accept them fully as everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to happen. This is one of the most psychologically demanding of all the Stoic principles, because it asks you to do something almost counterintuitive. Embrace it all. Every setback, when fully embraced, is actually a stepping stone. The business failure, the broken relationship, the health scare, the humiliation. Amor fati reframes it all as exactly what you need. Teaching you a lesson. What is this moment teaching me right now? It might not be what you want, but it is what is right, and therefore is what you have to work with. Next, we're going to talk about negative visualization. This is premeditatio malorum. Loosely, not even loosely, like this directly translates to premeditation of evils. This practice involves deliberately imagining the loss of the things that you already have, things you admire in your life, the things that are valuable to you in your life, your health, your loved ones. Imagine losing those things. This is not as an exercise in pessimism or anxiety. So we grow numb to our blessings through familiarity, the ability to eat, the ability to shit, the ability to walk, to smell, to use all your senses properly are in fact blessings, because there are a lot of people that are wishing to be in our position. The simple fact that you're even alive, like you woke up again this morning, it's not that you slept and you didn't wake up. It loses its weight, it loses its value. Negative visualization breaks that numbness by temporarily withdrawing those blessings in your mind. When you vividly imagine losing your sight, it makes you appreciate the morning sun. When you imagine losing someone you love, every moment with them changes. This practice also strips fear of much of its power. If you already sat down and imagine the worst, it cannot sneak up on you, cannot ambush you. One of the most Stoic framework tools originally directly descended from Marcus Aurelius. Impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Stoics believe that difficulty is not the interruption of your path or your journey, but it is the journey in itself. Applied to everyday life, this framework subtracts frustration. It is now data. Whatever you are going through at any point in time is data. See it as data, as information that you need to process. Make it wisdom. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Whatever you're going through is data. Whatever you experience in life is data. So your job is to take that data and process it with the right tools. You know, I said before that your mind wants to tell you a certain thing. You now have the knowledge that your mind is not really you. That is a tool. The knowledge that you can control your mind. Your thoughts are something you can control. That knowledge alone now is what you use to turn around your situation, so that you stop thinking that what you are going through cannot be turned to a positive situation. The person who internalizes this principle does not merely survive difficulty. In fact, they are improved by it, because they've learned to metabolize it rather than resist it. And what breaks others now becomes something that builds. Marcus Aurelius wrote repeatedly about what he called hegemonikon, the ruling faculty. The Stoic philosopher Hadot later popularized the framework as inner citadel, and is that while the external world can take almost everything from you, almost everything, mark that word, while the external world can take everything you have from you, it cannot enter your mind and pollute your mindset without you giving it permission. Your judgments, your values, your responses to situations, all those things are still within your control until you decide willingly to surrender them. How people stomp on people is by first infiltrating their mind. You infiltrate their mindset, create a poverty mindset, create a slave mindset. Then that's what they did to the black people. Basically, they destroyed our mindset. In Exodus, when the Israelites were in Egypt, what did they do to them? They killed their young and enslaved their adults. You would think that the logical thing would be to kill the adults and enslave the young, but no, they started killing 2 months old, because there's something that killing a child does to somebody's mindset. And that's what the Egyptians of dark wisdoms were trying to do. They were trying to infiltrate those people's mindsets, create a form of suppressed mindset within the Israelites. You can still see traces of that even to study Israel as a institution. While the external world can take everything from you, it cannot enter your mind without your permission. You have to decide that I will not let my mind be moved by anything that happens around me. Guard your heart with all jealousy, because out of it flows the issues of life. This idea was not abstract for the Stoics. Epictetus was enslaved. Marcus Aurelius spent his years at war at the forefront of the Roman Empire, far away from his family. James Stockdale, a US Navy pilot, shot down over Vietnam, survived 7 years of captivity and torture by drawing from this principle that Epictetus formed. You can kill me, but you can't kill my mind. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words will not infiltrate my mind. Once the enemy realizes that he doesn't have power over your mind, that's where the real power is. Like, what makes this principle so powerful is that it transfers. It applies in the boardroom, in the hospital, in the relationship, in moments of total humiliation. Once you learn the inner citadel, how to protect your mind, nothing can strip away what you want in life. Nothing can take your power. And then the last principle, which is my favorite actually, living in the present moment. Long before mindfulness became an industry and then self-help, the Stoics were practicing and teaching radical presence. Seneca wrote entire letters on the subject of wasted time. Time spent anxious about imagined future or better situations, or what I could be doing right now, what I would rather be doing. I can't wait to grow up. I can't wait to get this. Remember that the present moment is the only place where life actually occurs. Tomorrow is genuinely not promised. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You could die tomorrow. That being said, realize that the present moment is all you have right now. You have infinite of now, and the failure to inhabit it is a form of self-imposed exile from your own very existence. This is not passive acceptance of anything goes or whatever is happening to you to decide that you want to stay in that situation. That's not what I'm trying to say. It is the disciplined refusal to let your mind and your thoughts dictate how you spend your time now. Your brain should dictate how you want to spend your time, and you should follow through with how your brain wants you to spend your time. You really could die tomorrow. Let's even like cut the crap. Like, you don't know what could happen tomorrow. God could decide that he wants you back tomorrow. Stop holding grievances from the past. Let's go of that offense that somebody offended you last year. Like, we're in 2026, for crying out loud. Let it go. Let it go. The Stoic framework holds that the past and the future is outside our control. Those things are not in our control. And being a Stoic is about what is actually in my control. What do I have in my hand? What can I use? What are the things around me that I can actually use? And the past and the future are definitely not part of the things that are in your control. You can only control what happens now, how you are spending your time now. When Marcus Aurelius wrote, do not disturb yourself by picturing your life as a whole. Don't try to imagine how I want my existence to be, how I want to be, how I want this particular version of myself. Don't do that for now. I mean, it's okay to plan, but don't do that for now. Think about, what can I do right now? What's the next step? What can I do where I am right now? He was offering a precise instruction. Take the moment in front of you and give it everything. This is both the practice and the reward. Success is a journey, not a destination. The whole process of getting there is success. And once you begin to see life like that, like, things just get easier, things just seem less serious in that sense. So this is Mofes Canvas. I forgot to say that at the beginning. If you are new here and you enjoyed what you watched, we're trying to always be 1% better than we were yesterday. So if that's something you're interested in, something you're locked into, you should subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm doing a series now about Stoicism, and we're going through the different parts of Stoicism. Today was about the frameworks, core principles of Stoicism. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to apply Stoicism in our everyday situations, especially as people living in West Africa, Nigeria. Thank you for staying up till this moment. I hope you were blessed by a few things, or like reminded of something. Either you learned something new or you were reminded of something you already knew. Yeah, I'm happy to do that service for you. I can't wait to see